Thank you for recognizing me to speak on this incredibly consequential piece of legislation. We in Congress have the responsibility to respond to our nation's crisis, and I'm proud of the work we've done already to get us through this pandemic. But we just can't consider legislation in a vacuum, especially here on the Budget Committee. We must weigh our obligations to our long term fiscal health and the future we leave to our children and our grandchildren. This package fails to consider the consequences it will have on our future fiscal well-being. This package comes after Congress has already passed roughly $4 trillion in COVID relief. However, an estimated $1 trillion of those funds is yet to be actually spent. Further, CBO projects the economy to return to the pre-pandemic level of real GDP growth by midway through this year and for unemployment to steadily decline without additional spending. Why do we need to spend an additional $2 trillion of money that is being taken from future generations? Unfortunately, it has become the norm to avoid our fiscal responsibility as of late. What's worse, though, is that this bill is so clearly a partisan wish list than sincere bipartisan effort to actually help Americans overcome the COVID pandemic. Less than 9% of total funding is directly related to combating COVID, almost half of which won't be spent until 2022 or later. What is it? What is it not? So what does the remaining 90% cover? More than $500 billion to incentivize lockdowns that have ravaged our economy and bail out governors whose policies have hurt school children and small businesses. There's a $15 minimum wage mandate that will further damage small businesses and disproportionately harm low-income workers. Also, millions in spending for the National Endowment of the Arts and Humanities has had nothing to do with the pandemic. We have a responsibility to respond to this pandemic, yes, but not one to fund partisan dreams. Even the Washington Post editorial board has come out saying that this bill should focus on COVID and not include other priorities. This package will damage our long-term national fiscal health, is harmful to workers, and built for political gain rather than benefit the American people. I urge my colleagues to oppose this package, and I yield back.